attack with our flyers. Right, down to 8. Now we do 2 damage here. We sack our Scorpion and our Blood Artist. They come right back, right? So we get that damage, plus the Scorpion damage. Oh, I never thought of the Massacre Worm shenanigans. We don't want to kill ourselves, right? Luckily, we have enough of a buffer and we're gaining life, which is really quite nice. Lose the Massacre Worm, that seems odd. And just like that, that's game. I'm going to cast Collected Company for fun. Right? Why not? While out as much as we can for our finale. Woe Strider and another Blood Artist. Stop it. And because of Mothra, we go absolutely infinite here. Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for taking the time to watch Hello Good Game. Today we are playing Mardu Sacrifice within Historic, focused around Mothra, the Supersonic Queen, or Luminous Broodmoth if you don't have the alternative art like you see here. This card is deadly. Whenever a creature under our control dies, if it doesn't have flying, it comes back into the battlefield with a flying counter on it. We also have Woe Strider, which can sacrifice another creature at instant speed for Scry 1. We have seen these sacrifice decks use Bolas's Citadel to go infinite. This deck will just use Mothra or Luminous Broodmoth to do so. It's a little bit cheaper. We don't have to pay life for the extra value, and we still get a very similar value output or effect. As always, we're going to take a look at the deck list in its entirety, breaking down each individual card. Then we're going to look at the deck tech strategies and synergies. How do all of those individual cards come together to form a really nice, coherent archetype? Then we're going to watch some gameplay footage where we break down all of the playlines and interactions within the MCAT Historic meta. After that, we've got my closing thoughts, just kind of like a vlog style closeout, channel plans, etc., etc. So if you find any value within this video, I really encourage you to give me a thumbs up and share the channel out to a friend. Speaking of the channel, you can subscribe right here, you can join right beside it, and check out how we've laid the content for you guys. We've got popular uploads, so everything that has popped off for you guys right up top. Free to play budget and beginner decks, Magic beginner guides. If you're new to the game, I definitely recommend checking out these deck building guides. Standard decks, historic decks, brawl decks, tools and tips, limited. We've got it all for you guys covered. We are also using MTGA Assistant today, one of the greatest additions to Magic the Gathering Arena you can make. It's 100% free. Link for it is down below in the description. Everything from deck stacks, deck write-ups, deck videos, the metagame analysis, your collection stats, you name it, it is all within MTGA Assistant. Click the Overwolf link in the description below, takes you right to the download page. It's going to teach you how to use it, what's involved, etc., etc., etc. Only available on Windows for now, but we are slowly working on getting a Mac release ready for you guys, so check that out. Woof. With all that out of the way, let's break down Boats and Woes, a Mardu Sacrifice deck within Historic. This deck list starts out with 4 copies of Archfiend's Vessel. This is a 1/1 with lifelink. When it enters the battlefield, if it entered from your graveyard, or if you cast it from your graveyard, exile it. If you do, create a 5/5 black demon creature token with flying. Serrated Scorpion ×4. This is a 1/2. When it dies, it deals 2 damage to each opponent, and you gain 2 life. Into our 2-drops, 2 copies of Fiend Artisan. Fiend Artisan gets +1/+1 for each creature card in your graveyard. We can also pay X +1 and a tap. Sacrifice another creature. Search your library for a creature card with converted mana cost X or less. Put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. Activate this ability only anytime you could cast a sorcery. 2 copies of Cruel Celebrant. This is a 1/2, and whenever Cruel Celebrant or another creature or planeswalker you control dies, each opponent will lose 1 life and you gain 1 life. 4 copies of Priest of the Forgotten Gods. This is a 1/2 in which we can tap to sacrifice 2 other creatures we control. Any number of other target players each lose 2 life, sacrifice a creature, and we will add 2 mana symbols to our pool in the black color and draw a card, which is pretty deadly, right? Normally, sacrificing your own creatures isn't great, but we have so many triggers that have beneficial effects from that. Speaking of some of those effects, we have 4 copies of Blood Artist, a 0/1, and whenever Blood Artist or another creature dies, target player loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Into our 3 drops, we have 4 copies of Woe Strider. This is a 3/2. When it enters the battlefield, create a 0/1 white goat creature token. We can sacrifice another creature at instant speed to scry 1. We can also escape it for 5, plus exiling 4 other cards from our graveyard, and when it escapes, it will enter the battlefield with 2 +1/+1 counters on it. 2 copies of Lurrus of the Dream Den, a 3/2 with lifelink. During each of your turns, you may cast 1 permanent spell with converted mana cost 2 or less from your graveyard. 4 copies of Mayhem Devil, a 3/3, and whenever a player sacrifices a permanent, Mayhem Devil deals 1 damage to any target. 4 copies of Collective Company, starting in with our 4 drops, instant speed. Look at the top 6 cards of your library, put up to 2 creature cards with converted mana cost 3 or less from among them onto the battlefield, put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. And 2 copies of Luminous Broodmoth, a 3/4 with flying. Whenever a creature you control without flying dies, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control with a flying counter on it. These spells are accompanied by a single plains, 2 swamps, a single mountains, 2 forests, 3 Godless Shrines, 4 isolated chapels, 2 Blood Crypts, 2 Stomping Grounds, 3 Savai Triomes, and 4 Fabled Passages. So the land's a little bit all over the place, and we fine-tuned it, and it is working well. This is a fine-tuned powerhouse of a deck. That was the deck list. Let's break down some of the more in-depth strategies and synergies that you're going to find within it. All right, so, we've got 2 copies of Lurrus. This is great late game, dropping it on turn 3, sure, that's cool, but we have higher priorities. And typically we like to drop this, turn 4, turn 5, turn 6. Later on, once there's already a decent amount of creatures in our graveyard. As early as turn 4, I guess, you could play your Lurrus and then play your Archfiend Vessel from the graveyard, which is our main get, right? Replaying your Vessel, it becomes a 5/5 with flying when you play it from the graveyard via Lurrus, which makes that an availability. Sign me up, right? That's absolutely incredible. Not to mention Lurrus bringing it back from the grave to do so, but the Luminous Broodmoth, when the Vessel dies and is brought back, it will actually come back, as the Vessel, and then it will transform into the 5/5 with flying. So if you have Mothra Supersonic Queen on the board state, Archfiend Vessel, when it dies, will come immediately back into play. There's no need to recast it from your graveyard, which is really, really cool. We have other things that we'd like to replay from our grave, potentially. Serrated Scorpion, this is a great sacrifice target for us. We can sacrifice it, get our trigger out of it, and then dealing 2 damage to them and gaining 2 life is always great. However, the highest priority things with Woe Strider that we can play from our graveyard is the Blood Artist, is the Priest of the Forgotten Gods, and is the Cruel Celebrant. Maybe even a Fiend Artisan if we have the mana. Fiend Artisan's role and responsibility within this deck is to make sure that we can get our Mothra if needed, and it can still interact with the board state before turn 4, right? It can be in play, it can do some shenanigans, we can sacrifice it if we need. If we don't, and we get there, and we don't have a Mothra yet, then we can pull it, right? So that's Fiend Artisan's utility within the deck. Cruel Celebrant is great. It's similar to Blood Artist, but it's only when creatures you control die, so it's not quite as good. And then the Priest of the Forgotten Gods, you need a sacrifice outlet, so you can be sacrificing your creatures. So having at least 1 priest in play at a time is very beneficial. That's Woe Strider's job, basically, is just to push some of that value back into play if it does end up getting removed. And more times than not, it does end up making the difference within the deck. We talked about Woe Strider, sacrifice creatures at instant speed. This is messed up. This has been messed up for a while. So typically, we've seen these decks use Bolas's Citadel, right? And then they are playing creatures from the top, sacking them, and through the stack of Blood Artist, Bastion of Remembrance, they were able to gain more life than they paid for the creature that they played off the top of their library with Bolas's Citadel, and that went infinite. However, we are not using Bolas's Citadel. It's a 6-drop. You definitely have to cheat it out with Phyrexian Tower, with Priest of the Forgotten Gods. There's Gilded Goose in that deck as well, right? But with this copy, the Mothra is only 4. We can still cheat it out, reducing it by 2. It only will cost 2 planes at that point. So that's really cool. That's like a very early and aggressive move, much faster than Bolas's Citadel could be played. However, to go infinite, you can't go infinite as soon as it's played most times, but you can certainly get there in 1 to 2 turns via the sack effects. You will need Mothra in play, you will need to have a sacrifice effect in play, whether it's Woe Strider, whether it's your Priest of the Forgotten Gods, and then you're going to need a couple cards in play. Getting a couple cards in play is extremely easy with Collected Company, right? Which can also be reduced, so you can play this for 2 via Priest of the Forgotten Gods. You do your sacrifice effects, boom, now you can Collected Company for 2. Sign me up. That's an amazing, amazing play to get you going. And it really just comes down to stacking your Blood Artists, stacking your Cruel Celebrants, stacking your Mayhem Devils, doing all the sacrifice effects, killing your opponent, right? Normally we burn ourselves out. Not with Mothra. We basically get double duty out of all of those. And typically we don't want to sacrifice our Blood Artists or our opponent removes them. They come back, so they need to be exiled if our opponent wants to deal with them permanently. And then again, if they do deal with the creature that has flying, it goes to the grave. Lurrus brings it back out. It dies. It comes back out with flying. It goes back to the grave. So you can see how there's kind of a perpetual cycle there where things go into the grave, come out with flying, die, go into the grave. They don't come back because of the flying token. Lurrus brings them back out without flying. They die. They come back out with flying, right? And the cycle repeats and continues from there. So that is the dream. We did get it for you guys. So there's some really interesting gameplay footage for you guys today. The first few matches we had misbalanced lands, but we corrected the issue and it worked out much better after that. And we're playing in the play queue today. I'm going to show everybody where it is. If they don't know, right here, you press play, you click your deck. You go over here where it says, standard in the top left. You click historic, and now you're in the historic play queue. Boom. So find a match, play, historic, top left, pick your new historic deck. There is the historic non-ranked queue. And this is where a lot of the fun lives within Magic the Gathering Arena. A lot of original janked decks. Today is a perfect example of that. We've seen some things we've never seen before, and that absolutely amazed us. So some original content for you guys today, which I know you're really going to enjoy. Speaking of things you're really going to enjoy, I'm live on YouTube every morning at 6 a.m. At 7, we switch to Twitch, and then again at 6 p.m. we switch back over to YouTube. All times are Mountain Standard Central. If you don't want to do the time conversions, click the Linktree link in the description below. You'll see my Twitch and my YouTube there. You can just click on those. Again, subscribe to each one, and then you'll be notified. No need for any of that shenanigans, right? What is math for if not blockers? Thanks to all of our financial support on Twitch, Patreon, on YouTube. Every dollar helps. I really appreciate it, you guys. And, none of this would be possible without you. So a big thank you from not only myself, but the community who's been enjoying this content. Enjoy today's gameplay footage, and we will see you when we wrap up for my closing thoughts. Take care. This is the first time I can't complain about lands. We're going to keep it. Woe Striders, Cruel Celebrants. Could be worse. Obviously could be a little bit better, but I'll allow it. Typically, we would pull a mountain, but we'll do that with this other one. And we need to pull either a plains or a swamp. I'm voting plains just so it activates our Mothra, right? It is one of our dual colors. So we have one plains from the shrine, the other from our first passage here. Our opponent's playing the goose. Oh, we don't have plains in sideboard, only swamps. That's actually something, and not in sideboard, in main board. But that's something I've been meaning to change. I'll fix that on the final list for everybody. We could have played our forest there and not paid life. I was going to play the Celebrant, but then last minute I realized that I just had drawn a Blood Artist. We're still held up on that Plains mishap. I'm going to sneak a Plains in there after this match. The Vessel. That's alright. Passing our turn. Four mana in play. Pretty gross, right? Nothing good, that's for sure. Paradise Druid. They're ramping even more. Are they going straight to Ugin, I wonder? Looking at our Strider. My turn. Let's keep this passage. You know, we want to sack it after the Devil's in play. Maybe not first. I think Cruel Celebrant is a safe play here. No attacks end turn. We do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 potentially on board. Just looking for Mothra, right? If we get Mothra, I think we have this in the bag. %4 chance only. Have faith. Really? It's an interesting way to spend your mana for the turn. 2 less to activate, but the mana, or the tap, the create food would be free, I guess. Well, actually, it would still cost 1 green symbol. It's just the colorless that it's reduced by. And again, a great example of the play queue within Historic. Filled with original jank. It's fun, it's organic, it's original. Get in there, you guys. Have some fun. Make yourselves a new deck. Go test it out. Lots of people are training for their ranks, standard or ranked constructed, you know, within the play queue. But if you check out Historic, there's not many people training the Historic ranked in the play queue, which is great. It just seems like one of those things. It's a little bit friendlier. Or maybe the ratio is just a little bit different. Neoform. Okay, this is getting weird. Bringing out something worth 4. Emel the Blast. Exile target creature you control. Then return to the battlefield. So, Frilled Mystic, right? Not good. We're going to get this turn off, though. And we've got to get that horse off the field. There's 2 damage here. Devil is actually not good. We don't have the land for that. And much like our mishap in lands earlier, we have another mishap. So we're going to kill the vessel now to get rid of that devil. Just so we do have a play next turn. My bad, right? Another Strider. We're not playing anything with the passage, so I think it can stay. Yeah. If there is a Frilled Mystic, there's no play this turn, right? And we could double block to kill this unicorn. They're paying life for land, right? Frilled is 4. That gives them 2, 3 with the Druid. We need something cheap so we can play it, right? We need to play something worth 3 and something worth 2. Perfecto! Now the question comes down to which one of these can we allow to be countered? and they can pay 3 for this, so they've got a double counter. 1, 2, 3, 4 for Mystic. 1, 2, 3 with the Blessing. We've got not enough engrave. Huh. What a tight spot to be in. And then every turn after that, they can do it twice as well. We need to wait and play 3 spells next turn. Right? What a terrible situation. There's the Frilled Mystic. There's no counter though, right? So we're making the reads correctly at least. You know, unpleasant, but there it is. Here's another Dawnbreaker. Loving it. So this makes the Blessed only cost 1. So that whole situation that we just engineered around to play 3 spells to get around, you know, that has now, you know, just been turned in on us. Right? Oh, our turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This does not work. We need another land. They have actually access to 4, right? What do we do? What do we do? This is awful. We have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage available to us. It's not enough. Nice. We're locked out. Even, you know, I talked about the mishap with the Devil and the land there because we couldn't pull it with our passage. I don't think it would have mattered. We were in counter territory already. We need him to overstep his bounds. It's a sorcery speed, instant speed. We have nothing. We can't do anything. We're locked out. Big ouchies. Paying 1 to bounce the goose for another food. Why not? Gain that life. Gain that life, boy. Eat that food. Nice play, bro. This is respectable. So, like, we've kind of got beaten up a little bit today, but I came with an original deck I made, right? Trying to flex on the artists and Mothras. You know, trying to take a step back and away from Bolas' Citadel. But people are rocking these other infinite combos in Historic, or like maybe not infinite combos, but you know, hecka good combos that basically are infinite. You know, they just have more resources to play than us, which, even though technically it's not infinite because there's not unlimited land production, you know, we're not counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're not casting 8 spells a turn to burn his mana out, right? So, not so hot. And it's not like our creatures have flash either, so we can't play them on the stack to get around the Frilled Mystic. It's just a weird time to be alive. I mean, we can triple drop, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but again, there's like unlimited counters available. 44 cards left, we're at 43. And it'll get to the point where they're able just to do more damage than us. So this is basically closed out. I'm curious to see how they are going to finish the game. Just playing Mystics as creatures, right? They're going to be attacking us soon. Oh, and there's not a thing we can do. Loving it. I'm not sure why they're not attacking us. I guess they didn't want to lose their Furled Mystic is the thing. Or the Blessing. Makes sense. I would have been slamming in with that Paradise Druid though. Look at all the land they have. Just gaining a bunch of life, why not? This is a nice control deck, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, I see. One, two, three, 4 mana available. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. So we can only cast 3. We can't even cast 4 spells. Right? Oh, why do this? Can just gain life with the food. With Kenrith, he can power up this goose, so he's got some attacking capabilities. I like it. Death by Goose. I hope you're ready for fall. This guy's flying north. Calls or quits at 3. Figures I might have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spells to cast next turn. Not quite. Oh, the Vessel helps though. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We could cast 4 of them. Right? Let's do that. He can counter every single one. So we're just letting our hand build up and trying to pull lands and get ahead in the mana, but thanks to this Dawnwaker, we ain't doing shit. You know, I'm not really a huge fan of auto-conceding unless I'm playing ranked, trying to push in the last bit of the season, or I'm like really triggered. I'd rather play these matches out, showcase some real magic. It's not all about winning, it's about having fun, exploring new concepts, making new like ideas. Like, it's just so many things above and beyond winning for me. Like, there's a 7/9 goose, baby! Where do you see that? Nowhere else but here. And you know, I mean, we may lose a good portion of our matches, but regardless. Do we go for it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana available. We could cast like 3 things. If only our stuff had flash, we could play it on the stack. Then you would only be able to counter 2 of them. And it's an immediate exile too. It doesn't come back at the beginning of your end step. It comes back like pronto. Yeah, the importance of Jank is being showcased here today. Getting hit for 8, lethal next turn. Try. Let's try to pull these counters just to showcase you guys what exactly they do since he has lethal next turn. Right, we'll just show you what's going on. And they're only paying 1 for this. 1 land tapped because Zadira the Dawnbreaker reducing Emil the Blessed by 3. Sorry, by 2, so it only costs 1. Flashing the Frilled Mystic back into play to counter our spell, right? Plus, the horse gets a +1/+1 if they want. And you know, we're gonna try that again. Just for demonstration purposes, again, there's that second mana because it's been reduced by the Dawnbringer. Targets the Mystic, exiles it, comes immediately back into play, counters the spell. You may pay a green or white if you do put a +1/+1 counter on it. If it's a unicorn, put 2 instead. And that's the counter or the creature that you're flashing in. So again, we'll play a little bit more. There's another counter, only paying 1. Can you believe it, right? Let's pull our swamp. Oh, we don't even have one. They're all in play. Regardless, a pretty cool match, and you know what, boy? We got your deck list. Pretty cool. You can always check out your opponent's deck list in MTGA Assistant. Link in the description below. No attacks. End our turn. Yikes. I guess let's just take it on. Actually, oops. Meant to take the sack there. I guess not. Doesn't matter anyways. At this point, we're just dragging it out. Opponent goes first. Our land's a little bit sketchy, but I think we can make it work. Make it work, people. We have a Vessel into Cruel Celebrant, into nothing, into Collected Company, into Lurrus. Interesting. We could play Lurrus next turn, right? As our 3-drop. That's not bad. Whoa, 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 whoa. Players can't get counters, counters can't... Oh, this is the 9 lives shenanigans. Oh, this is gonna be bad. Do you think they just immediately get it out? Mothra, okay. Probably taking our second planes here for... Oh, we don't have a second planes. No. A little bit of a oversight on build there. So... we don't really want to let them go again, is the thing. Let's attack, try to have them kill it, play our Woe Strider, replay the Vessel from the grave. I guess we can just instant speed sack it, but we can't play it without the right mana. That's on us, right? We should have played the Caves, paid life for it. Uro dies, it comes back with flying, dies again, right? Yeah. Woof. I like that. Is this an infinite Uro loop? It is. They're gonna draw their whole deck. Woof. Alright, so you see something new every day, right? We have the Solemnity. Players can't gain counters. And normally we get a flying counter from Mothra. Right? Very nice. And they're actually able to play lands every time as well. Wow. Very cool. Very, very cool. So that's a 3-card infinite combo within Historic. We're probably going to have to take a look at this for you guys, right? That's very nice. Right? 2 3-drops and a 4-drop. That's not even that expensive. That's fairly conceivable, in my opinion, right? Woof. I mean, technically, they can mill themselves, potentially, if they don't pull fire, right? You know, if they get a streak of no lands, potentially as well. It's not quite 100% infinite guaranteed, but, you know, it may as well be. There's a couple things that could go wrong. Let's take our scry first. Blood Artist was pretty cool. Let's pull up our opponent's deck list, brought to you by MTGA Assistant. Check it out. It's a great way to see what your opponents are playing. You know, maybe you can build a deck off of the cards you see them play. As such. I mean, right now we're just kind of getting a look at the lands, but even that is sometimes maybe the hardest part, right? Is balancing lands in a deck. Woof, right? What do you guys think of this? Is this fair? Is this a playable deck? Right? I mean, we were just getting started, ready to pop off, hit turn 4, ready to hit turn 5, and game over, right? That's like, I think, pretty competitive in my opinion. To have a combo deck isolate you into oblivion just based on value assumption on turn 5. Yep. I mean, that gets it for me, right? This is a lot of fun. He's got a full mitt, you know what I mean? 17 cards in hand. Seems fair and playable. No land drop there. Woof. So they need a self-mill condition. They have the mana for it. They have cards in hand, right? It could be as easy as Jace, or... because counters can still be put on Planeswalkers. And then it could be a Thassa's Oracle as well, for that self-mill win condition, I'm assuming. Let's play it out, though, right? We want to see where we get with it. Our opponent's probably loving this. I know I am. I would have loved to play Collected Company with our Woe Strider and Blood Artist. You know, having a Lurrus sitting there as well with the Vessel. We were ready to pop off, but, you know, not quite. What's happening is Mothra, whenever a creature you control without flying dies, return it to the battlefield under your control with a flying counter on it. And then Solemnity, creatures can't have counters, so a flying counter can't come on Uro. Uro self-sacrifices when it enters the battlefield, is supposed to come back with a flying counter, but can't. And then when it re-dies, it re-triggers Mothra. And so on and so forth. We're going to give our opponent a hello good game. This is a respectable moment in Magic Arena history for me. I appreciate it, and I'm sure, you know, all the viewers are appreciating this as well. Up to 120 life, 10 cards left. All based off a turn 5, draw your entire deck. Right? Woof. Woof. If you ramp and play Solemnity on like turn 2, you could potentially get this out. And popping as early as turn 4, which again is perfect for a combo deck. It does rely on having the right cards, but that's that. And then I'm pretty sure the win condition is just either Jace or Thassa's Oracle once they self-mill to the point that they're comfortable. However, it cannot be Jace. It cannot be Thassa's because, and this is, can they decline this trigger? Return, no, I don't think there's a decline on this, so I think they just mill themselves into a loss unless there's some sort of instant speed shenanigans, right? Unsummoning Mothra is said instant speed shenanigans. Very nice. This ends the cycle, and now they can put out their win condition. That's his Oracle. Sign me up. They're probably going to play a few of these on top of each other, right? There we go. Nice. So that unsummon breaks the cycle and allows them to close the game out. Woof. We will pull out a swamp here. Two mountains in play with a giant to the face main phase. Woof. Let's actually take a forest just so we do hit our company. Right, that's skipping our turn 2 drop, but it's more important to curve into the company on turn 4. Right, we'll play anyways. They were going to lightning strike us regardless. I'd rather the lightning go to our face than to the priest. Ooh, more direct damage. That's not good. Shoot. Three blood artists. That's amazing. Let's just throw the vessel out as some fodder. Pull that other lightning strike out of the hand. Ooh, they go with fervent. It can't attack though or block. Where's the land? Crazy stuff. Lightning on our priest. Azret can attack. We will block. Wow, good for us. Tap land. Just what we needed. I mean, it could be worse. We have our company next turn. 2 artists in play. Let's pull a couple woes. We can play our Mothra when we draw it as well. Still at 14 as well, and they have 3 cards in hand. So I doubt they play 2. Could, though. They're discarding one of them. Playing the other, and now they can attack. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. A secondary light. Chain Whirler. Nice, bro. We need to pull a mountain. Two damage, 2 life. Another Blood Artist is always a good play, but then he's going to wipe it with the Chain Whirler. So I think it's time just to play our boy from the graveyard, 5/5, right? That's going to shut down some shenanigans. Admittedly, the Fervent still can attack. It's got Indestructible. That's great, right? But we can continually chump block. Oh, actually, no, we lose our artist here. That's the bummer. And because of the mage, we get these minuses on us. That's actually really good. Okay, could be worse. We're ready to use Collected Company. Taking big damage, down to 7. Blood Artist in play. And we have our Collected Company to play. Passing our turn. Down to 7 is the bummer. They've got 4 damage just in hand with an Annex. Stop it. Let's see if we can get an upset. Woe Strider helps. So does the Devil. Oh, yeah. Fabled Passage is actually really good. But we're losing our Devil. We get rid of the Chain Whirler. Some more life gained. Sign us up, right? Another Blood Artist. 4, that only leaves us 1. I would love to get this in play. And I think we can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we can just end the game here. Right? 1, 2, 3. That's actually pretty good. Oh, we should play this if that's the route we're taking. What was I thinking? We're missing out on damage. Smash in. I don't think it matters much, right? We still need to get this Moth in play, and then when we're sacking things with the Woe Strider, they're going to come back in play. We can resack them, and that's just going to be a great time. Takes a little bit to get going, but if we can get there, it's going to be worth it. We've been cursed with the 2 land hands. I don't want to play slow here, so we are going to pull, right, a Swamp, I think. We'll use the Priest. Oh man, we may have needed that forest. Let's pretend not, though. Priest this turn, then Scorpion Vessel next turn for the sack. Hopefully we pull a Mountain and can get the Devil out with that as well. Do we play the Devil first, though? Probably. There's a cycle. Okay, second land. We get a Triome. That's not the worst. We'll take the hit here. You know, I don't think we need to hold up a sack. We need a forest. I mean, it's not the worst to get Devil out first, I guess. We can play the Devil, then do the sacks. Take our attacks. Let's do it now. Well, actually, no. We really want that sacrifice effect on their behalf. We can, if it's just about the card draw, we can do it instant speed. Interesting. They cycle the Sheffit Monitor for a mountain. We hit for 5. We've already played our land this turn, so even if we do draw a forest, it's not going to help us. Let's pass the turn. Keep our sacrifice up, instant speed. Uh-oh. We got 4 mana tapped. 5 mana. Whew, it's giving me the heebie-jeebies. Okay, Lotus Field. Sacrifices 2 of them. Right, we get 2 damage in through the Mayhem Devil from the land sack. Pretty cool, right? Cycling for 2. Gets to untap the Lotus Field. Okay, we're into some real-life shenanigans here. New perspective. When it enters the battlefield, draw 3 cards. As long as you have 7 or more cards in hand, you may pay 0. Wow. We might be going infinite here. No, I don't think so. Unless they pull a new perspective. Right? And they can play it for 0. Why aren't they untapping their Lotus Field? Huh. Interesting. What is happening here? Let's pull up our opponent's deck list, because, you know, whenever this happens, we're pretty interested. Say sorry, I think they messed up. Or are they apologizing to us? These are some serious cycles. So the cycles are free from the perspective. Is this the second infinite loop today? I think they just want to berate us to death, but, you know, we're in it for the entertainment purposes, so let's get this whole list built up, right? Let's see what's in this deck. Let's showcase this amazing gameplay. I've not seen, what is this, 4 or 5 color cycling deck? Very interesting. What would go great in this is Yadaro, right? That 8/8 trample haste. That would be amazing within this deck. Maybe they have it and they just haven't pulled it? If not, I'm remaking this deck and I'm putting Yadaro in it. Wow. What a time to be alive. What's the win con here? Just untap for self-mill again, right? Thassa's Oracle? 2 self-milled Thassa's Oracles in one day from different deck styles. Incredible. What a time to be alive. And this is what I'm saying. The play historic queue is healthy. Oh, wee. Ah, see. I love it. This is amazing. Getting the full deck list. We've got 40 cards revealed already, right? We're getting close. There's still 13 in library, and then there's a bunch in hand that we haven't seen, but we're taking this deck list. And yeah, we have no green mana source for the instant speed Coco off Priest, which is a bummer. Annoying, and I hate it. We would have to pull a Woe Strider, right? And then we got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If we had a green mana source, we have lethal, believe it or not. No green though. They're into the sideboard. Maybe they're looking to pull us a forest. Thoughtseize in the house. Nice. You know, want to buy forest. Resolve all here. There's Jace for the win con. Has 7 cards in library. Can cycle all day long still. So cool. Gaining life with their cycles. Proactive. Not 100% sure why they're casting instant returns just for the life gain in case. They're like, what if somehow they are able to materialize a green mana source onto the field? Then they could kill us. I must gain life. Right, we're getting close. Good game. Let's hit him up with the sack. And pretend, you know, that we had a green mana source in hand this whole time before we did that. Woohoo! Woof. We go first. What a treat. You know what I mean? I say we pull out our forest with our passage right out of the gate. We fixed the land for you guys, right? So we've got all of that going on. So no more worries about that, right? We don't have a 2-drop, but we may want to get this out. Do we pay life for it? Probably not. 2 Lurrus is for the life gain? Probably yes. Right, Devil in play. Next turn. Another land is pretty cool. Let's play Lurrus first, just because we have 2 copies, right? So if there is removal, it'll get directed to Lurrus, and then we'll just, you know, play another Lurrus rather than losing our only Mayhem Devil. Paying 2 life here. Let's just take that hit, and we are into company zone. My turn. Could be counterspell. Let's take the artist and the priest. Here's our devil. Here's our priest. This is aggressive. Next. Here's our 2 attacks. Bingo, bango, bongo. Here's the priest on our opponent, which we can do instant speed, actually. Let's end turn. Right, then if they play a creature... Oh, wow. Discard all the cards in your hand, then draw that many cards +1. You gain life equal to the number of cards in your hand. That's a big discard. This is like some Reanimator shenanigans. Look at this stuff, you guys. Wow. Rise of the Dark Realms. Alright, we're taking the sack here. We lose our Lurrus and the Scorpion. 4 damage from the Artist. 2 damage from the Devil. 2 damage from the Priest. 2 damage from the Scorpion as well. Big hits, baby. We pull another Vessel. That's disgusting. And a Woe Strider. Stop it. Vessel in play. Lurrus in play. Scorpion in play. This is laughable. Devil hits for 3. We have no lands, so we can just finish the game here, actually. Right? We can easily do 5 damage with what we have on the board state. Sacking the Vessel and the Scorpion. Easy peasy, 11 squeezy. Good game. I still want that Mothra in play. We need Mothra. This land doesn't look good, but we have Collected Company. We have an Artist, 2 Devils, and a Lurrus. That's too much, right? Now, this may actually be too much. We're pushing our luck. Simic, Clover, Avi. I feel like all of the Simic Clover players, for some reason, are using this as their sleeve. It's like some sort of clan tag or something. Never mind, we have Saltite in the field. Shaman. No land still. Ooh. Ooh. They can just pull out whenever they want, right? Discard a creature card, search your library for a creature card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle your library. For 1. Seems fair. Right? What do they pull out? The nice thing is that they do reveal it. Oh, it's a hostage taker. And they will exile our Blood Artist. Neoform now as well. Wow, pulling out something for 3. We're getting just spun a web here today in Historic. What's up with these combo wombos? What the heck? And we don't pull any land. Good game. 3 Mayhem Devils in hand. Seems like that's what we need. Another Neoform? Wow. What's happening to us today? We get the land. You know what? We're going to accept that. Let's get Woe. We can scry for our 4th land. Right? We have green in play. We're just looking for a red source. Here's the hostage taker. What fun. Yeah, not fun. There's our 4th land. It's not a mountain, but we'll get there, right? These devils will see their day. Start playing these companies, and then hopefully, just hopefully, we get some sick draws. Blood Artist in the grave as well is pretty cool. Pay 2 life and pass. Say what? And we're gonna flood this in end step. Woe Strider sucks. Vassal can bounce Woe Strider to make unlimited goats, baby. The goat parade. 2 cards in hand. Also, because of the unlimited goats, basically unlimited scries, right? So, that's not gonna do so well. Hopefully they all go to the bottom. That one sits on top. No buenos. Hit for 2, down to 15. We want Thassa to bounce something first before we play our Collected Company, or else it would bounce the Hostage Taker and take whatever we played with it, right? So even though we're getting bullied, we're still trying to play, you know, efficient steps, doing the best we can with what we have. Woe Strider Scorpion could be worse. Get that goat going on. If we can pull a mountain, we can get rid of this Hostage Taker. Negative. Why would we pull a mountain, right? And we want to do what I can only assume is the same thing, instant speed again for 4. Passing our turn. Oh, doesn't feel very good, right? Pass to attackers. We can chump with the Scorpion. No attacks. Okay. When it enters the battlefield, choose one. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Creature card from graveyard to hand. Could be the Plague Mare. Could be the Shaman. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-creature card from it. That player discards that card. Nice. So, you know what that means. Collected Company in play. Double Blood Artist. You know, it was hard not to take a Woe Strider, but we already have one. And yeah, they might still want to get into our hand. I'm not sure. We have all creatures in hand, though, so that's a dead play. Whew. We get a break. Right? The bummer here, though, is the Hostage Taker. Oh, bounces the Woe instead, because when he targets something with the Hostage Taker, we could Woe it ourselves. I thought he would take our Woe again, though. That's okay. Maybe they kind of figured that as well, and that was a good comeback. We were ready to pounce, right? Meow. Opponent goes first. We keep 7. Lurrus with a Vessel in hand. Woe Strider with a Company in hand. I have no complaints. Let's get Passage in play. We don't have a turn 1 drop other than our Vessel. But no turn 2 drop either, so we can easily sneak this in as our turn 2. We have Elf Ball on the opposing board state. That means we're going to need to act very quickly. Goblin Chain Whirler would be pretty cool right about now, right? We will take a green mana source for Collected Company. Pay 2 life for what should be our Vessel, but we'll play our Artist. Because we don't want to lose and waste any mana, right? Making sure that all of our resources are used efficiently each turn. Probably playing 1 row, then our Company. Oof, 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 oof. Just drawing up a storm there. Oof, 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 oof. Big old elf storm coming at us, right? We need a Mayhem Devil would be cool, right? We can chump block with the goat, then sack it to scry. Craterhoof Beckoning coming at us. Right, there's 6. Here she comes, boys. No, it's the Elvish Archdruid pushing up all other elves. And a Clan Caller does the same thing. Whew. Gives me the heebie-jeebies. They tapped their Llanowar Elf for no reason. Could have an extra 3/3 attacker. Like we talked about, there's the chump block. Here's the sack. Here's the damage up top. That is the 4th land untapped. That's gonna help, right? Now, do we Vessel with another Strider, try to survive, or do we do instant speed shenanigans? I think we have to take what we know. Passing our turn, this is not good, right? If there's any trample here, like, yikes, not good, right? They can add like 200 mana with the Archdruid. For 6, they can pull out another Clan Caller, right? The Lurrus Shepherd, until end of turn, each elf you control is 5/5. For 6, the Druid makes that 6 mana, so does the Garenbrig. There's good game. This is all over. They don't really get buffed up. Oh, actually they do, because they're also elves, so they're not only going to be 5/5s, but they become just whatever they were, +5, because now they're both elves and dinosaurs. Classic elf ball. Taps for 8 mana. Pulls out another Clan Caller. So they've just missed out on, oh wow, like 14 damage, but they have gained like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4. A bunch, right? We've got some chump blocks here to do. I don't foresee this working out really how we want it to. So let's go to blockers. The Vessel, Avi. The Goat, Avi. Take 16. We're gonna die anyways. Let's take our Scry. Gain some life, right? The Devil. We're gonna draw it though. And I need it to be collected. Right? So Devil's gotta go, oddly enough. The 1 life I don't think helps us either. So let's take that notch. And we gain the life through our Blood Artist as well. Wow, Mothra is cool. This is what we want, but we need to turn off. Right? We need to get Mothra in play a little earlier. And we need Lurrus there as well. 4, if we go to 5, it doesn't really help us. Let's just keep it there for this odd miracle that Collected Company can keep us alive through next turn. Oh, right. This is still a match somehow. Wow. If we had more mana, that certainly would be fun. And if all these elves were still only 1 toughness, that would be a lot more fun as well. Yeah. No attacks and turn. We have, what, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage or something? It's not enough, regardless. There's 17. Ah! Ah! Right, past the blockers. Yeah. We gotta use everybody to block, and then we chump with everybody as well. And we should be doing these on the stronger guys first, so I get these 5/5s. Yeah. Here's the buff. We only have 3 life left, keep in mind. And I guess we just start going for it, right? I mean, we know it's nowhere near enough. We need to like instant speed sack them both. Let's see how close we can get though. Down to like what, 10 or something? Cruel Celebrant's cool, but you know, game over already. Just clawing our way out. Cry. We do our best. Down to 10. Stop it. Good game. Hey, what could go wrong, right? Keeping it. It's so hard to toss these hands, even with the bad land. There's Mothra. Can we get it out? You never would have guessed in your entire life that a 4-drop would be so hard to get in play. But it is. I mean, apparently not for our opponents, who are able to mill us with a Mothra, but for us regular folk, paying 2 life here, priest in play, we can double play and do some sacrifice shenanigans, looking for the forest though, right? There it is. That smells like a forest to me. Let's go Scorpion. Let's go Vessel. Pull our forest here. We have the 2, you know, planes for Mothra. This is good news as well. No attacks. We are keeping the sack effect live. You never know what they might play. 4 lands into a Trident. Could be worse. That's a self-mill gain life effect. 2 and 2. Land and Cathartic Reunion. And then here's another self-mill for 3. Lands. Oof, I don't even know. That was that shenanigans they used to draw. My turn. That's land number 4. Pay 2 life. Mothra in play. That's what it's all about here for us today. Next. No attacks. Sorry. We meant to do this beforehand. Oh, I still can't get it. Jesus. I gotta turn my DPI down on my mouse. Let's take the sacks. Right? These creatures come back with flying. Right? Oh, yeah, baby. Woof. Plus they have to sacrifice. Plus they lose 2 life. Plus we gain 2 mana to play another priest. Stop it. So you'll see how Mothra is an alternative to Bolas's Citadel within this shell of sacrifice. And just like that, at the start of turn 5, we are ready to deal just an amazing amount of damage with our finale spell, Collected Company. Even if we didn't, we've got a Woe Strider and Scorpion to play as well, so if there's no field wipe, we are good to go. Oh! Stop it! Okay. Mothra saves us. We keep our priests. But nonetheless, Massacre Worm throwing it down. We need Blood Artist in play. We need the Scorpion in play. We need to attack with our flyers. Right, down to 8. Now we do 2 damage here. We sack our Scorpion and our Blood Artist. They come right back, right? So we get that damage. Plus the Scorpion damage. Oh, I never thought of the Massacre Worm shenanigans. We don't want to kill ourselves, right? Luckily, we have enough of a buffer and we're gaining life, which is really quite nice. We lose the Massacre Worm. That seems odd. And just like that, that's game. I'm going to cast Collected Company for fun. Right? Why not? While out as much as we can for our finale. Woe Strider and another Blood Artist. Stop it. And because of Mothra, we go absolutely infinite here. Let's hit our opponent as well. Submit 1. Kill the goat. Kill the Woe Strider. Actually, kill the artist. And the Woe Strider. They both come back with flying, right? The goat won't come back with flying because it's a token. And we just do a bunch of damage. All of our creatures come back. Bingo, bango, bongo. What's not to love? Alrighty. Boats and woes. Boats and woes. Gotta get me some boats and woes, right? I think that's how it goes. It's been a while since I've watched Step Brothers, but this is, you know, Woe Strider. This is a little hoe. You know what I mean? Just ruining things with this instant speed sacrifice effect. It's so good. Most things you do at instant speed in this game are better than anything else. Hashtag Collected Company. Right? 2 creatures, instant speed. Makes sense. Totally fair and playable. Not to mention, you know, just the massive amounts of sacrifice effects within the deck is so much. The synergy here is high. As far as upgrades go, we adjusted the lands. We could continue to adjust them. Maybe adding in, you know, some more forests potentially for this Collected Company. I think the Stomping Grounds might be higher priority than we were giving it credit. And then, you know, the plains as well, which the Godless Shrines could potentially go up as well. And, you know, maybe we drop the single mountains. I don't know. Maybe drop a Triome, actually. But it can be tweaked. You know, maybe dropping the Cruel Celebrants for more Fiend Artisans or the other way around. You know, having 2 of Mothra sucks when you don't get it, but having 2 copies of Mothra also sucks a little bit. So potentially we could play around with the number of Mothras as well. You know, maybe we drop the Artisans and we go with Mothra. I brought the Artisan in play, so there was some early game interaction, and then we could still get Mothra when we needed it. But again, these are going to be the decisions you'll need to make on your own, because they are kind of in-depth strategies that aren't just, well, you played 4-player Mothra. It's like, well, this is a Mothra, right? Eventually, but it's also early game interaction. It's got the sacrifice effect, which is great, and, you know, this and that. Thanks for watching, you guys. I really appreciate your continued time and attention. And, you know, it means a lot to me. Everybody's supporting the channel financially, making this a reality, a possibility for everybody else enjoying the content. You know, big shout out to you from all of us at Hello Good Game, all 10K of us now. We gave away 120,000 gems last week. We're giving away 350,000 coming up, so don't miss out. Subscribe, join, like, share, you know, all that jazz. I really appreciate it. Take care, and we will see you tomorrow. Peace!